All right. So we primed these guys the other day. And we still have this sniper dude. Snipish dude to put on a stand, but he can wait a little bit. All right, we got a couple things to take a look at. These two figures are completely done, but they are not sealed. So let's go ahead and knock that out. We're going to use matte varnish from Vallejo. Just need to find a brush that's doesn't have anything going on with it. Like maybe this one. Acrylic resin. Huh? We're going to gently paint over this figure and sealing him. We want to make sure we use an acrylic product. It has a little bit of flex in it. So if somehow this gets moved into a different position, you don't have all the paint come crackling off. Sand Junkie Jr. Welcome. All right, we're going to let that guy dry. Do the same thing with this one. Warhammer, no, it's Warhammer's actually 28 millimeter. This is 20. And this is historicals, not fantasy. Never painted any Warhammer. Man, everybody knows about Warhammer. It's the same but different. Silly alien. Welcome, man. Greetings, Earthling. Man, it must have been like a craze in the 1950s here in the United States about like aliens and shit like that. Like people from other planets and crap. Maybe everywhere, but stuff that wasn't a big deal when I was a kid. Westerns. Everybody was into Westerns in the 1950s. My dad never liked them, so I didn't really watch them. All right. So, the other day off camera, I built this M10 tank destroyer, and it's missing a lot of things on it. This is a very basic model of it. I actually picked this up in Gibraltar for about $12 US for two of them. So at $6 a piece, yeah, they're not bad for that, but they're missing all kinds of stuff back here that would normally be accessories and things like that. So one thing that's always prevalent on M10s is they're always full of junk. They're always full of things that help you up armor them, etc. And I made some molds out of some junk, so I wouldn't have to use the originals. And these have been sitting here since Sunday afternoon, so they should be plenty cured. So we're gonna pull these and see how the mold came out, because you just never know how it's gonna turn out. And these are totally reusable. Couple bedroll looking things here. And if they look good, I'm gonna cast some other ones. This is additional track that looks really good. This should be track as well, I think. Yep. Yeah, I actually let these cure longer than I have anything else, and it makes a difference. They're pretty cured. And this is a couple hatches for my T-34s. I'm missing several of these. These actually came out okay. And then these should all be road wheels. Yep, there's one. There's another. There's one more. All right, let's go ahead and trim this stuff off. I was going to make some coffee, but I didn't know if anybody was going to show up. I didn't get a chance to do this last night. So if you're one of the frequent viewers, don't think you actually missed out on something yesterday, or this morning for that matter. Because this morning I ended up oversleeping unintentionally. I really like this material because at this stage it's easy to work with. It almost has rubber-like properties to it. You know, and it can just go, they put extra armor and stuff on the front of these things. And the road wheels will be sitting up there as well, so. These have a lot more details than the actual tracks that come on the actual model. I was considering making some coffee. I think I will. I think I will. I'll be right back. All right. As we were. So yeah, this material is actually pretty easy to work with. And you can break these off in small little pieces. This is just the ones that came from Plastic Soldier Company. I just went and made molds of them. And I've actually never had them cure as long as I did these, and it turned out a lot better waiting on them. So don't mind my wife; she's over there just beating up an ice maker. Not really, but yeah, this is about how we want them. And like some of these things that are small, it's not that they're difficult to deal with. It's that they're small. It's that there's nowhere to grab them from when you're trying to do this trimming. There we go. Yeah, it's actually pretty hard. And I've tried making this stuff with milliput, and the milliput is just too crumbly. Like this stuff's actually really good. I mean, this casting came out great. Great, great, great. I had a king tiger that I misplaced the hatch for it. So I had the other one. So I just made another hatch. Andrea, welcome. Or is it Andrea? All right, now this one. Yeah, see, it's flexible enough that it could almost bend 90 degrees and not break. I was able to take some tracks like this and bend them enough that I needed them to go around this around turret and use the extra, for extra armor, and it worked just fine. Uh-oh. That we don't need. We don't need this to get loose. Yep. right, and I think I've got one of these little, yeah, let's do this. Good evening, Tony. Hey, Marcus. Yeah, I didn't come on here last night, and I didn't get on here in the morning, unintentional. I would have only been able to get on here like 20 minutes. I overslept. So, which of course meant I was in a really bad mood all day today because I didn't have my hobby time in the morning. But we're just trimming up some of the stuff that we made of some of the extras of green stuff that we made. I trim these things more than I ever, I let these guys stay in the mold longer than I ever do, and it made a difference. I put these in like Sunday after, let's see, so it would be 1, 2, I guess it's been like 36 hours. No, 72 hours. Woke up an insane hour this morning before 4 a.m. was looking for you. Yep. So you're the reason I slept too much. Oh well. I've done that before. That happened to me a couple weeks ago. Yep. I have my alarm set at 5. I woke up and it's like 5:37. So I'm like 40 minutes behind. Now tomorrow I'm definitely going to be on because I got to go to the dentist. I got a scheduled cleaning. So I should be able to stay on here about another 30 minutes longer than normal. I'm not going into work just to leave immediately and go to the dentist. Especially since work is one way, the dentist is the other way. We'll have a 6:30 stop. Got some travel starting tomorrow afternoon. We'll be back Friday night. I have a Zoom call on Saturday morning. It's later. It's not until like 10:30, so you got to make pancakes by that time anyways. It's our modeler Zoom call. Armor modeler Zoom call. That looks decent, I guess. All right. And that one too. Bacon. Okay. Much better than pancakes. Yeah, I'm real picky about my bacon. I rarely eat it, but when I have it, I have it. It's I don't want it to be too crispy. Not because I don't like it crispy. It just tastes burnt. It's like bad burnt. It's like when you burn butter. Like I don't like the taste that it gets. Hotcakes. Who the hell says hotcakes? Only McDonald's has hotcakes. Like our bacon the same way. Yep. Yeah, we're in the minority though. Most people like their bacon crisp. It just tastes weird. You know, it tastes like you take something, it tastes wonderful, and you ruin it. Everybody likes their bacon overcooked and their meat undercooked. The red meat undercooked. You know, I'm the exception. I'm the opposite. You don't like the texture. No, there's only one thing. There's only one thing that I can say that I don't care for because of the texture, and that's sushi. And I don't mean all sushi. I mean if it's too mushy, no. It's got to have some crunch in there. But sushi is one of those things that I never have a craving for. The girls will be like, "I feel like sushi. What do you want? Feel like?" I mean, no, I never feel like sushi. I'll eat it, but I just don't think it's a good value. Do I like calamari? Yep. Yep. It's fried, of course I do. Yep. I won't eat strange cuts of meat, like, filters and entrails and things like that. I'm not interested. I'll be a vegetarian, thank you. I'm not scared of any vegetables, unless you consider ketchup a vegetable, in which case, no. I like all my vegetables. Yeah, I don't like it if it's too mushy. Like if you have a roll that has no crunch in it, it has cream cheese, and it just like like who chewed this before me? Has this been in somebody's mouth? The best sushi I've ever had was in Banff, which is about the most landlocked place I've ever been in. It was called Sunshine something or other. That place was incredible. And we got there and it was buy one, it was 50% out off roll. And it wasn't a buffet place or anything like that. I mean, they had Japanese beer that was buy one, get one free, and rolls that were buy one, get one free. I'm like, bring it. Yep. You had me a Japanese beer. You had me a Japanese beer. Yeah, I don't think there's anything that I won't eat it because it's got a texture. Nope. No, my mom made me eat all kinds of shit. And nothing weird. Vegetables aren't weird. Vegetables are vegetables. Sushi is far from the standard meal in Japan, but they do have great sushi. There's this one place that it's in Orlando, so it's not authentic or anything, but all the people that work there are not originally from Orlando. They're of the Asian persuasion, as somebody said one time. Oh, these guys are the Asian persuasion. And we discovered it kind of on a fluke. And I try to eat there every time, I go there. It's a bit pricey, but you order through like an iPad and has pictures of everything. So like if you're ordering ramen, like you can see what the ramen's supposed to look like before you order it. Not like, order something and then pray to God that you like how it looks. So, and it's got a long-winded freaking name. Um, but it's almost like a Japanese Chipotle, sort of, I guess. But better. Chipotle ain't worth a shit. But anyhow, Um, it's pretty darn good. It's pretty darn good. But I don't get sushi. I get ramen and egg rolls, or no, the steamed dumplings with it. Pot stickers. Pot stickers. Sorry. You don't want to eat sushi if it's too cheap, or if it's all you can eat. No, no, no. It needs to be made with care by a licensed individual. If you're gonna make sushi rolls for me, I want to see your background check. Same thing with chili. I don't want some random eat somebody putting some random person's chili in my mouth. Like chicken salad, same thing. You don't just get to make chicken salad and I put it in my mouth. It doesn't work that way. We need work history. I found the mold on Saturday. I'm gonna have a session where it's gonna be boring as shit, but I'm gonna do it for me, and I'm gonna call it sprueing around. I got so much sprues that I have to cut them down to a more manageable size. They're tying up two of my drawers. Two of my favorite little side street restaurants in Japan were not Japanese food. There was a Jamaican place and a burger joint that were amazing. I don't know that I've ever had jerk things that I care for. When the Japanese study something, they perfect it. Well, yeah, except those Japanese tanks that had World War II, piece of shit. They're cute, but let me grab one of these T-30. Let me grab this T-34 because this is the hatch. This is for the Model 41. Let's grab this one right here. Let's grab you. And it's just going to be closed. Just going to be a closed. It's just going to be a closed casket. Oh yeah, we got to reduce that in size significantly. All right, I need to go to the little boy's room, and I'll be right back. There's a lot of things I've had that have been Japanese that I really, really like, but not everything Japanese is good. Um, I can't imagine driving a car that isn't Japanese. I can't imagine it. I just can't imagine it. It's not in my DNA to drive a vehicle. It's not Japanese. Um, a first cell phone I had was a Motorola StarTAC, and that thing was awesome. I mean, obviously it's very primitive, but flip phone. That thing was great. Never died. Tamiya kits, still the gold standard. They don't do stuff in this scale. For armor, still the gold standard. Well, they're not as good as something, whatever. I'll take Tamiya kits all day long. I was a big fan of Sony products, and then I just kind of got disillusioned with them. Yeah, that was a great phone. That was a great phone. Made well. And now, Motorola just doesn't make stuff anymore. They're made in the other place, the other Asian place that makes everything. And I'm happy with my Korean phones, but that StarTAC, that was a great phone. That's the first phone I had, and was the first one that got me dependent on, well, you can't leave the house without a phone. You might break down. Even though technically I've only broken down one time since I've had a mobile phone, it's not a likely event. So I came across this article surfing around today that made me realize that one of the people that I'm Facebook friends with and has interacted just on some of my, World War II posts is this gentleman who went into business. I didn't know this, with my favorite sculptor before he was deceased. And I was I was instant messaging him back and forth a little bit today. And I went about and asked him, and I said, listen, so is it true that the rumors are that, he was involved in a car accident? And I've also heard that he was working on a car and it rolled over on him and it killed him. Like, which one's true? And he says, well, he doesn't know because this guy was an Englishman, and he relocated to the States as far as I can tell. And he died here in the States in the early 90s, I believe. I believe it was the early 90s. And he said, well, he didn't know it from firsthand experience, but it sounded like he had parked his car and forgot to put the parking brake on and was trying to stop his car, and the car ran over him. So obviously he got in front of the car. He was on a hill. And what did he say? He said it. The guy was, so talk about a freak accident. Pour the vodka. Well, we're not. Oh yeah, well I said I'm not doing Russians. Oh yeah, I am. Well, I'm just cleaning these guys up. Yeah, we need to go thinner than that. And anyway, so he got run over by his own car, and he said that he thought that he left a pregnant wife with their first child. Like, talk about, man, that's just a sad story. I mean, this guy is, I'm his biggest fan. I've never met the guy. He got me into doing this scale. Absolutely love his stuff. He's the guy that sculpted the combat miniatures, originally, anyways. Nope, nobody even comes close. Nobody even comes close, in my opinion, sculpting wise. Just had this knack of making people look like different people without making them look like weird or something like that. I mean, definitely had his mannerisms, the way some of the figures were standing and how he did the legs and the poses and stuff like that, like all of them do, but second to none in my book. Yeah. The only thing is, I don't know that the sculpts that you got, they have been produced and produced and produced so many times. I don't know if they're as crisp as they were before, but that's just sad, man. Just to think however many, what else he would have gotten done. And he was prolific. He got a lot of things done. I've never found a picture of him. I don't know what he looks like. Probably looks like a gamer. Poor guy. All right, see, I think we can thin this out a little bit. See, I could use like wet dry sandpaper, but like, what do I hold this? How do I hold this thing down? So it's just better just to kind of go at it slowly, back and forth. I forget how many tanks I'm missing hatches on. I don't think it's more than 4. They actually came with the hatches, but they were like misformed. So that just wouldn't do. I mean, like badly misformed. So I don't have any heroes, but if I did, he'd be one of them. That's stupid to have a hero as a sculptor. I agree, it's stupid, but it is what it is. It's even dumber to have a freaking an athlete. Or a politician. Who's your hero? This politician? Well, you're a moron. That joker would sell you out in a second. Okay, I think that one works. So yeah, normally I'm letting these things sit in the mold for about 6 to 10 hours, and then these sat in here for like, well, I put them on Saturday afternoon. I mean Sunday afternoon. So you have Monday afternoon. So yeah, so they sat about 48 hours. I could really tell a difference. They're much better this long. Yeah, I got all of them, all of his stuff except the U.S. Marines. I don't have his modern stuff either. So his sculpts were some of the first ones that when they put Old Glory together, Old Glory, when it got created, it had this unique thing. Instead of having 8, 12, or even 24 packs of figures, they had 50 packs of figures. And in that 50 packs of figures, it'd be like 16 or 17 different poses, something that was unheard of in the late 80s, early 90s. Let's not fuck this up. And yeah, he did a bunch of Napoleonics and 15 millimeter that I believe you could still get the castings for. Well, I am going to go to the show in a couple weeks. So that day there will not be any Friday morning nor Saturday morning show. We should be back for Sunday morning. We're probably going to cut out about 9:30 tonight. I forgot to get something done. And I went ahead and sealed these guys. I got the other ones primed. So I should have a squad of these guys. And then this weekend, we're probably going to tinker with some snow terrain, a snow mat. I don't know if I'm going to do the whole thing, but just like a small piece of felt and see if that even works with felt. I don't really want to use a sheet. It's just going to be very. It's not going to lay right. Yeah, it's the week of the 25th, 26th. Yep. You prefer big dogs or little dogs? I'll be honest with you, I don't like little dogs. I don't. There's only one little dog I've liked, and I don't know why I didn't dislike this dog, but little dogs like always loud, always trying to prove that they could kick your ass when they can't. Big dog like he shits bigger than you and knows it. Like he doesn't have to prove anything. You know, big dog don't care. You ever babysat any dogs and go, you know, you should have this dog taken away from you because you don't know how to give a dog a proper name. I had a friend of mine who had a Dalmatian, and just to be a contrarian, he named him Spot. I'm sorry, he named him Stripe. He named him Stripe. That's right. Smaller dogs. We looked at a pretty full range, though. You like smaller dogs, huh? I can't stand little dogs. I was trying to prove something. It's like little cops. And I like dogs that are not long haired and you can see their skull. So, what I mean is like a pit bull or something like that. I actually like pit bulls a lot. I just wish they were bigger. I have this one guy that I see frequently. He comes by and he's a truck driver and he comes by and he has a pit bull that rides with him. Cutest freaking dog. my daughter's heart would melt if she saw the dog. I've taken pictures of the dog before, but the dog is like, yeah, she won't. Something must have happened to that dog because she doesn't let anybody get close to it. Like barks at everybody, and it's a shame because it's a beautiful dog, and it's not like aggressive because he keeps it away, but from people, but it'll be in the cab, but almost makes me want to have a dog. But I didn't grow up with pets, you know. I didn't grow up with pets. I mean, there's enough dust and stuff that happens in the house. Your house gets dirty enough without having, pet hair too. And I'm just not used to a dog smell. Now, old dogs don't smell. Yeah, they do. They smell by design, so they can smell each other. And ask the guy upstairs why he made them that way. I don't know. But dogs have they track each other. Like billy goats. They got a stank to them. That's a little thicker than normal, but I think it'll work. Okay, that takes care of the two hatches that are over here. All right, we're not going to try to take more of this off on that side. We're flirting with disaster here. Well, your early morning is catching up to me. I'm going to go to bed. Hopefully, I catch you in the morning for a bit. All right, man. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I'm not going to be out here much longer. These guys dry enough to goop? I think so. Well, we cleaned that stuff up pretty well. Some things that take a while, I don't mind doing them. I don't mind trimming this stuff. I don't mind doing the pin wash. I don't mind that at all. All right, let's grab the goopy goop. No, not the Liquitex. They don't make you anymore. You guys screwed yourself out of me buying stuff from you. The snow is much better to apply than this. This is more of a pain in the butt. Because this, as you apply it, you're kind of pulling it off too, accidentally. So, it's taking twice as long or maybe even longer than it should. And this will definitely be dry in the morning to go ahead and base up. Now let's grab our little rocks here. And which guy is this going to be? This is going to be Bishop. Javier, I'm losing you, man. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're trying to get at. No sé, no sé de qué estás hablando. Coño, chico, ¿qué estás diciendo? Told you I spoke Spanish. See if we can get away with just leaving that in the goop and see if it holds. Old Bishop. Javier, where do you live again? God, why can't I remember where you live? I don't think you live in Spain. Actually, I don't think you've been on here since I went to Spain. Now that I think about it. As Jeffrey, I think it was Jeffrey that said that. Somebody said how I liked my country of origin. Yep. And this is Valdez. Valdez. He's probably Puerto Rican, I would imagine. In the 1940s, people that were American with a Spanish surname, probably Puerto Rican, I would imagine. Neo-Rican. Valdez. Valdez. and then in the morning we'll prime these guys up. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and cut out for tonight. How long are we on here? An hour? An hour. Yeah, just a little bit. And we'll see you guys in the morning at the normal time, hopefully. All right, folks, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.